Hello, everybody. It's me again. It's Russell Mills, February 25th, 2009. Basically, the title of this video is Why Are Landlords, Landlords Cheap and Heartless? And the reason why I say that, because today, just as well as any other people, when landlords and tenants, they do business with each other. Okay. And obviously, as a person that's dealing with the tenant, they want to make sure they have the right type of tenant, and I understand that on a business perspective. Okay, I get that. You don't want to have bad tenants, and unfortunately people do. You know what I mean? But I feel sometimes these landlords are very heartless, and they don't give you a chance, like if you got in trouble, or if the certain situations going on where you can't find a place, whatever. They don't care. You know what I'm saying? And to me, it's just like, what has America become? You know, as a place, where it's like people just stop caring. You know what I mean? People just don't care about your welfare anymore and your situation. And I'm not saying everybody should, you know, cater to everybody, but it's like I really wish people would take the time to, care a little bit. Instead of all these landlords jumping the gun. If, let's say, somebody got in trouble, if a tenant um, and another tenant got into an argument, now all of a sudden it's like, okay, let me just do what I have to do. I just think, to me, landlords are just cheap and heartless. I'm actually going to read something off of Google, a few things. Hopefully, I don't have too long a video. I hope not. It says, who do you call when your landlord will not fix things? It says, put it in writing. Rule number one, dealing with the landlord, is that you should always put your requests and complaints in writing. Tip the super. Call 311. Take the landlord in the city to court with withhold rent. Work together with your neighbors. Do it yourself. Okay. A landlord's responsible for ovens. Your tenancy agreement could say if your landlord is responsible for repairing or replacing faulty items or appliances they provide, such as fridge or a washing machine. Your landlord must do the repairs the law says they are responsible for, even if your agreement says something different. Says what repairs are landlords responsible for. Although landlords are primarily responsible for ensuring the habitability of the rental unit, both landlord and tenant are responsible for certain repairs. For instance, the landlord must perform any maintenance work that is necessary for keeping the rental unit livable for the tenant. What can a tenant what can a tenant sue a landlord for? This is typically tenants sue their former landlords after they've moved out, usually over security deposits or another financial matter. However, sometimes you have to file civil suit to get the attention of your current landlord. For example, if your landlord will make repairs, you may need to sue. What is uninhabitable living conditions? Uninhabitable living conditions, law and legal definition. There are no strict legal definitions for them. Uninhabitable living conditions, generally speaking, it is some conditions that make the living in a home premise impossible. It says, can I stop paying rent if the repairs are not done? With It says withhold rent. Tenants have a right to withhold rent because the landlords are obligated to provide safe and habitable housing under the warranty of habitability. If a landlord breaks this obligation, the tenant obligation to pay the full amount of rent stops until repairs are made. What to do if the landlord is ignoring you? If you're having trouble getting these things done, here are 7 tried and true tactics to help move the process along. Put it in writing, tip the super, call 311, take the landlord and the city to court, withhold rent, work together with your neighbors, do it yourself. What do I call? Says, who do I call to report a bad landlord? Call HUD's complaint hotline to report your landlord. If applicable, reach HUD's Bad Landlord Complaint Department by calling 1-800-685-8470. Can I sue my landlord for pain and suffering? Depending on the laws in your state, you may sue the landlord for the losses associated with the uninhabitable rental premise. Depending on the defect, you may also be able to sue the landlord for personal injuries, including pain and suffering caused by defective housing conditions. Is how do I legally withhold rent? This is says here are the steps to follow if you decide to withhold rent. Step 1, research the law. Step 2, notify your landlord. Collect evidence. Repeat your request for repairs. File any court papers. Deposit your rent in escrow. Says how long does the landlord have to fix a problem? When notifying in writing, the landlord is required to fix a plumbing issue or other repairs under landlord-tenant law. The law usually allows for 30 days as a reasonable amount of time for a landlord to complete a needed repair. Shorter repairs of time may be appropriate in certain situations. Can I sue a landlord for making repairs? Since except in Arkansas, where you implied warranty of habitability, it is not recognized on a state level. If your rental is not habitable, you can sue on the landlord whether or not you move out. You can probably use a small claims court, which allows claims up to several $1,000s. You won't need to hire a lawyer. Is a landlord responsible for a broken lock? Locks landlords were asked who's responsible for broken locks. Nearly 18% think the tenant should handle a broken lock at their property. Landlords are usually responsible for all repairs to the structure and exterior of the rental property. Do landlords pay for plumbing issues? Houses and apartments require regular maintenance. When you rent, you are not responsible for maintaining the functional aspect of your home, such as plumbing, electricity, and heating. And when flooding, clogged pipes, or other problems arise, landlords generally must take action. It says, can I charge my landlord for repairs? First, as a general rule, a tenant can only use repairs and deduct when the landlord has a legal duty to make the repair. If the repair does not affect the unit's habitability and is not covered in the lease, then the landlord does not need to fix it. So can I sue my landlord for a leaky roof? Big or small, if one of your guests caused a leak to start, you will not be able to force your landlord to pay for repairs, withhold rent from them, break your lease, or sue them for damages. What rights do I have as a tenant? This is right to binding terms of lease or a legal document, a binding contract which property owners as well as tenants must honor. When a landlord breaks the terms of a lease, tenants have the right to file a complaint with the local landlord tenant bureau or take the matters to small claim court. Do I have to pay rent if there's no heat? You don't have to pay rent during this time. You can deduct the cost of temporarily housing from future rent payments as long as the cost doesn't exceed your monthly rent. If it comes to this, you can sue your landlord and written notice request that the landlord fix the problem within 72 hours. Can you sue a landlord for emotional distress? For example, you could sue to recover your deposit, but you cannot sue to force your landlord to repaint the unit. Small claims court also not a venue for tenants to sue their landlords for emotional distress, harassment, or violation of law that do not have specific monetary damages associated with them. Can a landlord evict you in 3 days? 3 days of vacate notice. In order to win a court against eviction for a non-payment of rent, the tenant must be able to establish that they do not owe the rent the landlord trying to collect. A 3-day pay a vacate notice does not mean that you have to vacate the premises within 3 days. Can a landlord evict you without going to court? If you're a tenant at will, no lease, your landlord can evict you without giving reason, but but they must give you 7 to 30 days notice in writing. There are some exceptions to this explained below. But I'm just gonna say this. Not gonna can a landlord kick me out? Oh, I've already wrote that one. I want to say this one. I want to just. I mean, this is a whole bunch of them. This is how long can you go without paying rent? An eviction process can take 2 to 3 months or longer. Typically, you will not receive a 3-day notice until you at least 30 days past due. So at the time of receipt, you would owe at least 2 months' rent. So I'm just gonna say this. I feel landlords are heartless, and I feel like that they make so much money off of you, you know, as the tenant. And I understand there are some bad tenants out there, okay, that have damaged properties and stuff like that. But I feel like some of these landlords today, if you mess up, you have some that if you mess up, they kick you out in like 5 seconds and they're not going to care. You could just have one incident with a neighbor or whatever the case is. But, this is how it is today. You know what I'm saying? It's their business, it's their rules, it's their law. So, you know what I mean? Unfortunately, as any type of tenant, it's not just, as I'm learning over the years and we're still learning that it's not just about when you sign a lease with somebody, it's not just about just you paying the rent. Okay. It's about you making sure that your property is not damaged. You got to make sure that you respect your neighbors. You got to make sure that you respect the community. You know what I mean? It's not just all about just you paying rent. Okay, there's other things, there's other factors that play into that lease that honestly, like some people don't know about. You know what I mean? So, like I tell people all the time, just try to do the right thing. It's not easy. Even me, you know what I mean? It's not easy for me to do sometimes the right thing. Sometimes I make a lot of stupid decisions that made quite a few, lately. And but no, I just feel like today rent is getting higher and higher. People just and I'm gonna say this before I get off. I feel like in the next 3 to 5 years, you're gonna see families. Um, you think it's bad now. You know what I mean? Like you think it's bad now. We're seeing a whole bunch of people with roommates and stuff like that now. You think, you know, it's already getting bad now, but it's gonna get worse later. And there's going to be a whole bunch of people. You're going to have like 5 people living in a 2 bedroom apartment, 6 people, okay? Sharing the bathroom and doing. Some people going to be sleeping on the floors and, just like that, just so they can try to live. Okay, because rent is just becoming outrageous, and it's like another thing too, which I don't understand because I just don't understand America, and I just don't understand laws and all this other stuff. Like if you get in trouble with the law, a lot of these places they don't even want to even mess with you because they think you're a criminal. You know what I'm saying? Because you got in trouble. It's like just because you get in trouble doesn't make you a bad person. Okay. But unfortunately in this world, America, like in this country, people are selfish, greedy, stupid, and they're dumb and they don't care. You know what I mean? And they're just waiting. You know what I'm saying? They're waiting for you to mess up. They think everybody has to be Mr. and Mrs. Perfect. And it's like, how dare anybody in America try to point the finger, at people. It's like at the end of the day, we all fuck up. Okay. At the end of the day, everybody doesn't say always the right thing. There are people that that have gotten in trouble by the law, and it's like, how dare you as a person? I didn't know everybody in America was God. Okay, I didn't know everybody was so perfect that, you know what I'm saying? You got people out here doing stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? Women doing stupid shit, kids doing stupid shit, adult men. It's just like who hasn't made a mistake? Who hasn't said the wrong thing? Okay, who hasn't, you know, done certain things wrong to get themselves in trouble or get kicked out or get fired from a job or whatever the case is. I just think it's just fucking ridiculous how judgmental this fucking country is and how people just point the finger, especially at us as African people. So, like I said, at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Like, it's like you can't say nothing. You can't complain to a landlord sometimes because sometimes they don't want to hear it. You know what I mean? They don't want to hear crap. And then you just sit back and say, what the heck is going on here? So, like I said, it's like it's like how dare people try to point the finger and say you did this and you did this and you did this? It's like who are you? I didn't know you're God. Who are you? Like who is everybody in America? You think you're better than everybody? You're not better. Like don't blame me and act like you've never said the wrong thing or never did the right. You know what I'm saying? Like come on. You know what I mean? People in America don't give people no fucking chances. And that's the problem. They look at you, me, and everybody else. Oh, he did wrong. So, you know what I mean? He got into this, blah, 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 blah. He got in this argument, or he said this. The next thing you know, you're out of here. You're out. You're gone. You're gone. And people don't care today. People do not give a shit about nothing. So, I don't know, man. I'm not going to keep rambling on, but it is very disturbing how people just don't give a shit. Okay, they don't care about you. They don't care about your kids. They're just selfish. They only say, "Oh, my job, my job, my job." It's like, let me tell you something, fools out there. You have to work for survival. That shouldn't be your fucking life. Okay, you work because you have to survive. Your personal life is what you should be doing to have fun. Okay, there's a balance. Okay, work is what you have to do. It shouldn't be it shouldn't be everyday life. It shouldn't be everyday conversation. It should be more than that. Because if all you care about is just working and that's all you can talk about, then you don't have much of a vocabulary. Okay, your vocabulary skills are very low and your intelligence is very low too. I can have conversations about anything with anybody. But I'm gonna say this, get off. Feel free to watch my channel. It's Russell Mills, RussellMills, May 22nd, 2017. Feel free to check out my videos. And for those alleged subscribers that do not want to watch my videos, I do not want you as my subscribers. I'm trying to get this channel up. You know what I'm saying? But you guys don't give a shit because once again, we're in America where people are selfish pricks. I get it. You don't have time to watch my shit, but you can watch somebody else's doing goofy shit. I get it. But everybody, take care. Feel free to watch my channel. Feel free to, spread the word. And, like I said, everybody to, I don't expect everybody to agree with my channel. But everybody take care. God bless.